Go. Hi, I'm Judy Vitale, your astrologer with ReadTheStars.com, presenting your weekly horoscopes at work for the week of March 20th, the first day of spring, to March 26th, 2017. Yes, that's what I said. Despite the weather here on the East Coast, it is going to be spring on Monday, March 20th, beginning at 6:29 a.m. So, get your eggs out, stand them up on end, and we can hope that the weather's going to change. It's just a very special time when the earth is sort of standing vertically without any kind of inclination toward or against the sun, and it begins to turn now with the northern hemisphere toward the sun, which makes those of us who are in the northern hemisphere and not fond of winter quite happy. And those in the southern hemisphere will get their turn to have winter now. That is probably the biggest news I have to offer, but there's some other things going on as well. Mercury is going to be making a lot of interesting interactions with big planets like Pluto, Jupiter, and Uranus, and we'll talk about that as we go through the day by day in the week. And then finally, if you just can't wait to hear this, so you want to have a hot date this week, do it on Saturday. The Sun and Venus are going to be together. Passion is going to be at a peak, to say the least, okay? So now we'll go through this day by day. Are you ready? Here we go. Monday, yes, we have the first day of spring, but then the moon goes void, of course, at 6:37 a.m. If you're going to do anything like a ritual, lighting a candle, making a special, even like standing your egg on it, you might want to do that after the moon goes into Capricorn at 11:31 a.m. Eastern Time. Because during the void of course period, the things that we begin don't always take hold. Spring is a time when we're really at the point where we're pushing out from under the ground. If you just look around, even here where it's freezing cold, you still see the plants trying to make their way out of the ground. All the house plants are waking back up. There are buds on the gardenia plant that I have in the living room and all that kind of thing. And so, things are coming back to life. And so we come back to life too. And this is a time when you want to put some spiritual energy behind all of your projects. So I do recommend doing it on the first day of spring, but wait until after the moon goes into Capricorn, okay? The rest of the day on Monday, moon in Capricorn, excellent for work, organization, and also anything that encourages people to look at the big picture and to be able to decide who's going to do what in a project. In other words, there are going to be a lot of people who think they're the boss. So make sure that you're in charge of your situation and that you defer to those who know better. That's important too. Tuesday, same deal. We have the moon in Capricorn. This makes people practical and wanting to get things finished. Excellent day for business. Almost anything that you can do is going to be done in a way that is quick, terse, not overly emotional, and just getting the job taken care of. So that is Tuesday. On Wednesday, look out. We've got a void of course moon day. It begins at 9:30 a.m. roughly, 9:20 actually. And the moon goes out of Capricorn and just is still in Capricorn, but it's not making aspects to other planets. So it's not going to make connections. We're not going to be able to necessarily, have meetings and have them work out. It's a bad time to make a purchase. If you don't look at the details, even if you buy a t-shirt, check the seams. It's that kind of thing. You'll buy something and then you'll take it home and it'll be sized wrong. Or the seams won't be connected. Or it's the wrong color. Things of that nature. So it's just a really good idea to be very careful. Take the attitude of what can I finish today during the void of course moon period, and you'll be all right. The moon does go into Aquarius at 10:20 p.m. on the East Coast. And then on Thursday, it stays in Aquarius for Mercury's first big interaction with Pluto. As you will probably remember from the Mercury retrograde periods, Mercury has to do with communication. It has to do with traffic. It has to do with computers and technology. It has to do with mechanical objects such as cars. And it has to do with the way that we think. So when Mercury squares off with Pluto, there's going to be a lot of thinking about how can I exert my personal power. Also, how can I heal and transform the situation? That's probably the more evolved way of looking at it. So that's what's going on Thursday. Friday, we continue with the Aquarius moon. People will continue to be thinking about what's going on in the big picture. It's a good time for groups. And Mercury will be opposite Jupiter, so there'll be this exuberance and all these wonderful ideas and how we can all save the world when Mercury opposes Jupiter on Friday. And then on Saturday, the moon goes void, of course, at 1:56 a.m. Eastern Time and into the sign of Pisces at 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. This creates just sort of a wistful, generally dreamy mood that we can look forward to on Saturday. And when the Sun and Venus get together at 6:16 a.m., everybody's heart is just going to get 50 sizes larger. So it's going to be a very passionate time as well. So if you have a romantic intention, this is a really good time to follow it out. And then on Sunday, Mercury makes one more interaction with a big planet, this time Uranus. So it's just going to be like an idea stream that's unbelievable. Just try to like follow them all and see what you can do to make them come into fruition. Also, the moon is going to be not just conjunct, but in occultation with Neptune, meaning that it is aligned in two ways, both in terms of being in the same place vertically and horizontally. Best way I can explain it quickly. And this is an alignment with our dreams, our hopes, our spiritual connections. So I encourage you to really get in touch with that on Sunday this coming week. Happy spring, everybody. And if you want to celebrate spring by learning more about yourself or stretching yourself to find out how you can be your very best self, you can contact me for transpersonal coaching, hypnotherapy, and astrology at Judy, Judi, at readthestars.com. I'll be available this week for readings at Journeys of Life from 1 to 5 p.m. on Friday, March 24th. That's in Shadyside in Pittsburgh. The rest of the time, you can catch me online. I'll do phone readings, and I do in-person readings in various places as well. And starting this week, I'm also doing a guided meditation at Green Arrows, Mondays from 8:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. and then on Thursdays from 6 to 6:45 p.m. with the help of my friend and colleague Pamela Buffington. So I hope that we'll see you there. If you have any questions about these or any of the other services that we offer, please contact me at Judy, Judi, at readthestars.com.